Alrighty, what's up, morons? So let's do some week one predictions for the 2024 Norton Fantasy League. Drum roll, please. All right, now that we got that over with, we've got Red Dong Nolan, Dicker the Kicker. Clearly, my name is way better than this weirdo. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna go over the matchups, who I think has the better team for this week, and then just predict a winner. And then you guys can either agree or disagree. Um, so yeah, starting with me and Beef. Uh, Daniels and Hurts. I think both have fair matchups. Both are rushing upside QBs. Obviously, Daniels is a rookie, so we don't know how he's going to perform. Played pretty well in preseason, but doesn't have a lot of weapons. His O line's still not the best, I would assume, and they got sacked a lot last year. Sam Howell did, but Daniels is more of an athlete, so if he can escape the pocket and start running, bring me that fantasy points. Hurts, I don't like the passing matchup against Green Bay. He hasn't really done well passing against them, but last time he played him, he rushed for 157 yards. But then again, if Saquon's now in the backfield, there's no Kelsey. Will Hurts be getting that many goal line carries? I don't know. So it depends on his rushing upside, I think for sure against Green Bay. But obviously Daniels, we don't really know what to expect from him. So I'd give the nod to Hurts in this situation. Walker and Gibbs, are we serious? It's going to be Gibbs. Etienne and Hubbard, same thing. It's going to be Etienne. Plus, Etienne just carries that trash QB that is on the Jaguars. So, Lamb, Collins. Well, Nico does have a really good matchup against Indianapolis, who we put in 195 on last time. Um, one, Dell wasn't playing. Two, they didn't have Diggs. So now that they have both, I don't know if he's going to put up those numbers again. We still have to see how that offense is going to fare, even adding Mixon into it. And he's going against CD. We're doing CD. I don't care if Denzel Ward's on him. CD's the main target on that guy. Just got this dough. He's ready to roll. We're going CD. Marvin and Zay. Look, I love Zay. I think he's gonna have a big season, a big week, honestly. Plus, I have him in my other league, so I need him to go off to beat Nolan. But I think Marvin's gonna come into this league. First game, he's gonna prove himself that why he was the number one touted prospect at the receiver position since who knows. So I think Marvin will edge out Zay this week as well. Njoku and McBride. Well, I think Njoku's the sleeper tight end. I think McBride's the best fantasy tight end this whole year, and I don't think it's gonna not show up week one. I think every single week he has a chance to put up the best numbers out of any tight end, and I think week one we'll see some of that as well. So give me McBride for that. A Chain Evans. Well, I love Big Mike. I love his matchup. A Chain against Jacksonville. He's the RB1 now. I think I'm liking A Chain over Evans this week for that matchup. And then Goff and Richardson. Goff played very well against the Rams. He has no rushing upside, but he still puts up good numbers, um, even without his rushing. Richardson, Taylor's back now. They're going to be using him more probably. They don't have Richardson. Richardson might not be rushing as much in general either because of how he got injured last season running. And Houston's not the best against the pass, though. So we'll see. And he still has a lot to prove passing wise in order for me. So that's tough, but I will go Richardson slightly as well, just because of that rushing upside. If he does run the ball enough over Goff. So I think Beef's QB play and McBride have the slight nod over my guys. But other than that, give me my team, including the defenses as well. Give me the Bears defense over Pittsburgh this week as well. So sorry, Beef. Thanks for ETN, you buffoon. I'm going to take myself this week. On to the next matchup. Sperm James Jr. and CTESPN. Jerem has the better name, but does he have the better team this week? Let's find out. Alrighty. So Lamar and Mahomes playing each other. Who do I think is going to have the better game? I'm thinking the Ravens come out with vengeance. I think Lamar is just the better fantasy QB in general. And I think the Chiefs are going to have their Super Bowl hangover like they did last year, and they're going to lay an egg. Give me Lamar over Mahomes for this week. Over to Brees and Derrick Henry. Matchup wise, I'm liking Henry. I think Henry's going to assert his dominance right off the bat with the Ravens. So I'm liking Henry over Brees this week. Pacheco and Connor. Oh, give me. Let's stay with that running backs from that week. Give me Pacheco over Connor. Look, I love Connor. He's a Cardinal, obviously, but I don't know how much his workload is going to be compared to Benson's right off the bat. And I know Pacheco's a clear RB1, and I he had a good game against the Ravens in the playoffs last year. He finished off the season strong last year. I'm liking Pacheco. Higgins versus DJ Moore. See, you might say, "Oh, DJ Moore, he's the receiver one, right?" Well, there. Who knows what's going to happen? You have the rookie QB, you have Keenan Allen, you have a Dunze, you have the new guy, L'Jarius Sneed, who's probably going to be covering DJ Moore versus Higgins, who might have Chase play, might not. Even if Chase plays, I think Higgins is going to have a big game. I'm going Higgins. Diggs versus Cup. I'm going Cup 1,000%. He's RB receiver one on that team this year, and I think he's going to show everyone that now that he's healthy, he still means business. And Diggs, I don't know how that offense is going to look either. And I think Diggs is honestly more washed at this point of his career um, than Cup is, even though they're around the same age. Ferguson, Kelsey. Ooh. Cleveland's not the best against. No, no, no. They are good against Titans. What am I saying? I'm an idiot. Um, and then the Ravens with Kelsey. Like I said, I don't think the Chiefs are going to come out the bat swinging, but I think Kelsey outs Ferguson this week. Um, just because of Ferguson's matchup, really. If he had a better matchup, I'd probably take him over Kelsey. Adams, Deontay Johnson. I mean, Adams QB play and Carolina's QB play is pretty similar. Minshew, Bryce Young. Obviously, Adams is the better receiver, but he's got Jacoby Myers, he's got Trey Tucker, he's got Brock Bowers to deal with. Deontay Johnson, really the main guy. I don't think Thielen's going to have that big production. Um, Jatavion Sanders is their tight end now, I believe. Uh, so Chark, is he still on them? I have no idea. I could care less about the Panthers. Um, but he's the main guy. I don't like his matchup though against Lattimore. Adams always feasts against the Chargers. I'll take Tay. Deshaun Watson and Stroud. I'm not taking Watson, dude. I'm going Stroud. And then Bengals, Buffalo. I like the Bengals defense better. I think the Cardinals are going to put up points against Buffalo. Tucker Myers. I mean, kickers. It's hard to really go off based off that because it's hard to tell if they're just going to settle for field goals or kick extra points. But overall, whose team will I pick this week? Um, this is so tough. This is super tough. I'm gonna give the slight nod to Japes because even though I don't, because Mahomes and Kelsey can still go off literally whenever if they want, so I could completely be wrong about them laying an egg. And Moore can still go off as well, even if he's going against Steed and has that. So I think overall, Japes slightly edges him out, mainly because of Watson and Ferguson's matchup. If I'm being honest, it should go either way though. This is literally very, very equal this week, I believe. The score pretty much does it too. So next we got Colin and Nolan. Nolan's team, I honestly think, is the most complete throughout. So I think he has the best team. I'm just going to say it, just in general. This week, Allen versus the Cardinals. Not looking forward to that. Bijan, love his matchup against Pittsburgh. His opponent, though, Najee, I don't really like that matchup. I don't like Najee as RB2. Sorry if you can hear my parents yelling in the background and talking about politics. Um, Neighbors, love his matchup. Daniel Jones goes off against the Vikings. Now he's got Neighbors to throw to him. Love that matchup. Pittman, love it against Houston. Pitts, do we know how he's going to do? We do not, even though he has a new QB. Puka went off against Detroit last time. I think Cup's the number one now, but I think Puka is still going to have his fair share throughout the entire season. And I love his matchup against Detroit. Caleb, no questions asked. He's awesome. He's going to win MVP. He's going to start it off right against Tennessee. Bada bing, bada boom. Collins get the best kicker in the league as well. And San Fran against the Jets. I like that defense, that matchup, even though the Jets might have a high powered offense now with Rodgers, quote unquote. As for Nolan, Burrow against New England, well, this might be a little trap game ish vibe. Burrow's still going to be the MVP if Caleb's not. So, and he's just all around the GOAT. So, I think he'll have a fine matchup against New England. Barkley against Green Bay, love his matchup. Mixon against Indianapolis, I like his matchup as well. Even though they have a lot of mouths to feed now, um, I think he's gonna have a solid matchup against Indy. Even though Indy's decent against the run, they got some extra. They got Lati Latu back. He's more of a pass rusher, but they still got Buckner, Quiddy Pay. Um, but he could also get involved in the passing game with that offense. So I think Mixon should be all right. Tyreek, he's going to be completely fine, obviously. London should be good against Pittsburgh. Big year coming from him. He's going to make some noise. Evan Ingram, he's maybe the most underrated tight end still. I mean, yeah, he's been getting picked up in drafts, but he had some massive games last year. He's one of the reasons Trevor actually looks decent every now and then. Um, in Miami, they're not the best in the pass defense category, so like that matchup. Devontae, here's where it could be iffy. So he's got Saquon, he's got Devonta on the same lineup. They're on the same team. Pittsburgh's passing defense is pretty decent now. They got McKinney and safety. Um, Even though Jair will be on AJ Brown probably, but there's Dotson now. Like I said, you have Saquon, so he might be the one to look out for, even though the talent's there. And Purdy against the Jets. Um, that offense should just be fine usually against anybody. So Big Cock Brock should be all right. Um, and like I said, the kickers not really focusing on Saints defense against Carolina should be fine coming up for this week. But you never know with those frisky NFC South teams. But I don't know why I exited off because I need to pick a winner. Sorry. So if I'm going to choose, I am picking Nolan this week. Like I said, I just think he has the best team in general. I love some of Collins' matchups like Allen, Bijan, Neighbors, Pittman, Puka, Caleb. But overall, I just think every single one of Nolan's matchups should be all right. Or I like his just all throughout, whereas Najee and Pitts, I don't know what to think yet. Um, so I'm going to give the slight edge to Nolan on that one. Hunter and Jameson. As you can see, Jameson has a very unique name to his. Oh, sorry, I didn't read Collins' name. Askey's Painting Company versus Team Nolan. Okay, never mind. Nolan's is even more boring than Jameson's. So I might just give Colin the win, honestly, because Nolan's name is just so stupid and dull. Um, so yeah, I'm switching up. I'm giving Colin the win on that week. Um, Sorry, Nolan. Anyways, onto Mavs Daddy, aka Hunter Baron, and Jameson McNaught. Who's the better part of that family when it comes to Jameson and Colin? Um, Anyways, that's a side note. Tua versus Herbert. It's just I don't know what to think of Herbert this year. I mean, his weapons just aren't there. So I'm going Tua. White, Jacobs, White. I love Rashad White this year to the moon, even though Jacobs is going to be the workhorse back there now that Dylan's out and Marshawn Lloyd is having some iffy problems. But Eagles revamped some of their defense, even though they lost Reddick. And I just like White's matchup a little better. But this one, Bears running backs, no, 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 no. And Tennessee has a good run defense. Versus Carolina and Kamara, they don't really have a lot of passing options. He's going to get the ball a lot in the passing game. But the goal line touches, ooh, Taysom Hill's going to get those. So I don't know, but I just still like Kamara. It's just in general as a running back over Swift any day of the week. Amon-Ra, Chase, boy, is that a heavy hitter matchup. Both of you guys have very good receiving course. But I'm taking Amon-Ra this week. Christian Gonzalez might be on Chase. And he might not even play this week. So just for that note, give me Amon-Ra. Wilson, AJ Brown. 49ers defense got exploited a little bit last year in the passing game. Like I said, new revamped Green Bay secondary. I'm liking Wilson's matchup better. Kincaid, Kittle. I'm liking Kincaid's matchup better, even though it's against my Cardinals. Kittle's still the best overall tight end in the league, but fantasy wise, you just never know what to expect with them in that offense. So give me Kincaid this week. And Ayuk and Waddle. Taking Waddle over Ayuk this week. He's got his new contract. We don't know how that situation is going to look with everybody. Pearsall is now involved. He's because he's ASU material, so he's going to survive a bullet wound to the chest. So I'm liking Waddle this week, and I just like his matchup better. But Kyler Mayfield, give me Kyler. Just I love Mayfield. He finished so strong. He's better than Hurts, by the way. But it is a solid matchup. But I'm taking Kyler. I think him now and Marvin McBride fully healthy. I think they're going to come out shooting and upset Buffalo, and he's going to be a big reason why. Kickers both fine. Defenses Tampa versus Dallas. Hopefully Tampa's is not good because I have Daniels. Dallas against Cleveland. Both matchups should be all right. So coming down to the total, I am going to go with Hunter's team. I still don't know what to expect from Herbert, and I just think um, Kittle's boom or bust, and I don't like his matchup. And I just think the rest of Hunter's team, outside of Swift, is the better matchups this week. So I'm gonna go with Mav's daddy on that one. Tell Mav I said 9, by the way, Hunter. On to Two Girls, One Nate, maybe the best name, and George picking my bum. I'm gonna say this is the matchup of the week. Why not? Two Ethans? Why not say the matchup of the week? Big traders as well. These guys love trading already. Um. Anyways, sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. Just thinking about speaking of trades and how bad Beef's trade was where I got ETN. Moron. Um. Now watch ETN tears ACO, and I'm just gonna look like an absolute idiot. Anyways, Dak, Jordan Love. Don't like Dak's matchup. Jordan Love's. I'm going with him this week. Kyron, CMC. Both matchups are. Both matchups aren't the best. CMC's better, obviously, so I'm gonna go CMC. Cook overrated. I hate this guy. He's so overrated. I don't know why I hate him, but he's just overrated, and this hype needs to stop. And the Cardinals are going to shut his ass down. Taylor against Houston just dominates Houston every single time he plays him. Just goes off against them, even though they got Aziz Al-Shir stuffing up their run game, and Danielle Hunter, but he's more of a pass rusher. But they have a good now revamped defense up front, but Taylor just finds a way to abuse them every single time. So I'm liking the running back matchups and QB matchup from Mouse, Emize. To start off, Jefferson, Olave. He's got a good matchup, Jefferson. How will Sam Darnold do? Olave, not the greatest matchup. Carolina's got a decent pass defense, and for that reason, um, I'm going to go Jefferson just because he's the best receiver in the NFL. Um, Debo and Tank Dell both are in offenses that have so many weapons. Dell has the more favorable matchup, though. Oh boy, who do I want to pick from these two? I'm going to go with Tank Dell. I'm going to go with Tank Dell. Laporta and Mark Andrews, give me Laporta. Even though Andrews obviously is still a very good tight end. I like Laporta's matchup against the Rams because the Rams are horrendous, just horrendous against tight ends. So give me Laporta, DK, and Pickens. See, you might think, oh, this is a pretty no-brainer. It's going to be DK. But I don't care about Ethan's gay lover. It's going to be Pickens this week. Sertan on DK. I don't like the matchup. Pickens versus Terrell. Actually, Pickens versus Terrell. Yeah, give me Pickens. He's literally the only receiving weapon they have. I don't care. So, and I just hate DK because Ethan loves him so much. So give me Pickens. Do I even need to talk about the QBs? Um, see, even Ethan knows he's a fag. Um, Give me Kirk O'Chains all day, every day against Trevor Lawrence. Trevor's only going to go off if he gets carried by Ingram, Kirk, Brian Thomas, and ETN. He'll have like multiple fumbles, multiple interceptions. Mac Jones will probably come in mid-game. So give me Kirk. Defensive wise, Houston's defense, I don't like the matchup. And even though they have a better defense this year, I don't like the matchup against Indy and Seattle. Bo Nix season. Bo Nix, he's going to surprise some people, but I like the matchup better. Seattle, they got a solid defense this year. Um, so overall, I am going to go with it's Mouse in the House time. Emize's team. I'm liking that for this weekend, the Battle of the Ethans and the matchup of the week. So that's all I have today. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree, what you think. But I'm hoping for a great week one. Starts tomorrow. I'm ready to roll. Hope you guys are too. And hope you enjoyed my little commentary on this. Maybe I'll do a weekly thing. I know Nolan, you're the founder of it. So if you want to step in, because you probably do a better job than me, go ahead. You can't even see my face because the camera's not even working. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And it's time for fantasy football. Sorry, that was cringe. See ya. And I didn't even end it. I'm a moron.